Get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
That's number one, because working in real estate is stressful. And every day you learn something new in the industry. And if you are willing to put that energy and that efforts, you will gain a lot. Get out of your comfort zone, work on your knowledge, work on your soft skills, understand the markets, understand people, get to know and sit down with multinational peoples, understand how the business works, learn from them, understand different cultures as well.
Khulood Alhosanii, welcome to the Rebel Agent podcast.
Thank you.
It's the 50th one, actually. So it's fantastic to have my first Emirati on the 50th one.
Thank you for hosting me here.
Not at all. Maybe you could just introduce yourself and then we'll dive into it. I mean, today I want to talk about your work as a real estate agent, particularly at EXP, where we both work. I want to talk about your government work, your passion for horses and all your work there. And then, well, lots of different areas, being an Emirati, growing up here, and loads to get into, but maybe introduce yourself first and then we'll get into it.
My name is Khulood Alhosanii, Emirati. So you can find me everywhere. I that's what most of the people say. So I do real estate and I do horses. That's what people know about Khulood. I think when they see horses, they think of Khulood, and when they see Khulood, they talk about horses. And I'm honored to be associated with horses as well. I worked in the governments for quite some time, and currently I'm working with the private sector, international companies, freight forwarding. And I'm finally here in real estate.
Yeah, what made you want to get into real estate? And how long have you been doing it?
It's Dubai. I think everyone wants to be involved in real estate in Dubai, and the industry is booming and it's continuing to boom. There's a lot of opportunities in that. And how I got involved in this, because I would say I'm an international person. I studied international affairs. I worked abroad. I was in a private sector for quite some time. So most of my colleagues and my friends are from different countries. And considering what's going on in the world in the past few years after COVID, which is quite frustrating, but it brought a lot of benefits to Dubai as well. And people trusted the countries, the economies, the system here, from all aspects, whether political, economical aspects of it. I mean, all the investments came to Dubai. Real estate was growing. There's a high opportunities. So that's how I started 2022.
Yeah, we're very much on the global stage now. The whole world is talking about Dubai, isn't it? It's so exciting. But the thing with you is you've done the national program for Emiratis real estate program, which I want to get into. But you haven't just got into real estate and joined EXP. You were slowly working your way up last year. And towards the end of the year, you were our number one broker.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was lucky, to be honest, because why would I say lucky? Because in EXP, it's becoming very challenging. I mean, when I joined EXP at the beginning, we were different type of brokers from different experiences, different
there were
countries.
A lot fewer of us, weren't there?
Yes.
And now we've grown.
And then actually the main reason why I have joined EXP, because after we graduated from the National Broker Programme, we had the opportunity to choose between different agencies. And from the day one, I saw the presentation from Dunya. I was like, yes, that's my place. That's where I want to be.
Being head of EXP Dubai.
Exactly. It's a global opportunities and it's a place to learn. And if you start at the beginning, if you just join the program, it's the target is not about how many deals you have to close. Honestly, that's my opinion. It's about how much you can gain information and experience. And knowledge is not enough in our industries, but also your soft skills, your understanding of different cultures. You see Dubai, it's a multinational countries, and most of our investors nowadays are from outside. And as an Emirati and any other Emiratis, you represent your country. So you have to show your Emirati identity plus your professional attitude as well. And in each industry, there is a professional attitude, there is the knowledge, a lot of patience, I think, in our industry as well. So being in EXP was great opportunities. I was third in early this year and then second. And end of the year, I was the top number one.
That's fantastic to see.
The agency is growing. I mean, I was surprised myself because with all the experiences of the agents that are in EXP right now, and being on the first, it's surprising. But honestly speaking, this wouldn't happen without the support of the leadership of EXP and our colleagues,
Sure.
because the core of EXP is not about competition. It's about partnerships, and this is something that came from
collaboration, isn't it?
Collaboration. We collaborate with each other. There is the understandings and support. That's the best thing in EXP.
And what I see with you is you've definitely got those soft skills. You're very empathetic. You come across well, but you do have this knowledge, and being brought up here, it's a huge advantage, isn't it? So remind me again when you started at EXP.
2024.
And that was coming off the back of this national program.
Yes.
Can you just talk a little bit about that national program for Emiratis?
So the program came after the support and the vision of the leadership, bringing UAE nationals to the industry. As you know, the industry is booming, and there is not much of an Emiratis in real estate industry. We used to have an Emiratis who served the industry for a very long time. We have a word for it. We call it Samsar. Now we call it Wasit, which is the broker. But with the level of, if we compare the locals being involved in the industry compared to the expats, it's nothing. So the program came to prepare the locals, to introduce the locals to such an industry. It was 3 days intensive program. I was from the second batch, actually.
Were you? Really?
Yes. And the lessons and the courses we took from the experts, whether from the governments, from the Dubai Land Departments, the judges, experienced brokers over long-term experience in the UAE industry and Dubai industry. After that, there was an opportunity for us to choose which agency we would like to sign up with. And it was also a support from Dubai Land Departments. They have signed contracts to continue supporting the locals, supporting their knowledge and learnings after the program.
Yeah, and because it's interesting, isn't it? For those that don't know, we had a change in the law here around 2000, 2001, 2002, where foreigners were allowed to buy property. So what you're saying there about originally it was Emiratis doing this, it would have been because it was just all Emiratis or GCC country members. And then that law was changed. And I suppose then you had the influx of foreigners, and they kind of took over a bit, didn't they, in terms of doing the transactions and doing the deals. And this is a way of redressing that and getting more Emiratis back involved, which is working really well. And I'd just like to ask you, what sort of advice would you get to maybe other Emiratis that are thinking about doing the national program or getting into real estate?
I think get out of your comfort zone. That's number one, because working in real estate is stressful. And every day you learn something new in the industry. And if you are willing to put that energy and that effort, you will gain a lot. Get out of your comfort zone, work on your knowledge, work on your soft skills, understand the markets, understand people, get to know and sit down with multinational peoples, understand how the business works, learn from them, understand different cultures as well, because we are, at the end of the day, we sell properties, and it's very important that we understand people's cultures and mindset. The way you approach a person from the GCC or an Arab would be different from approaching a European or Asian, as you may know.
Yeah. I mean, how does it, because obviously you grew up in this city. At what point did you sort of realize Dubai is probably the most talked about city in the world? We've got I remember when I first came out here, 2004 to 2007, there was fewer than 1 million population. We're now over 4 million. And the growth is just phenomenal. You just see all the cranes everywhere, all the buildings going up. At what stage did you realize growing up, I am part of something massive here? This is my country and it's happening here.
I think since childhood, to be honest. I mean, from the 90s, it was a bit calm, but since that time, we have seen people coming from different countries, building Dubai, and that kind of mindset was there from the early times since the establishment of United Arab Emirates, and it's a vision and the support of the leaders as well. So basically, we were somehow born with the mindset of growth and fast growth as well. From the cultural aspects, we were actually working on it because we still need to maintain the values and the culture of Emiratis.
Yeah.
And it's a dramatic change, but the values stayed. And I think traditions, they never hold you back. And one of the things that also I would suggest as I recommend is that we have to always maintain that, because integrities and respects and our main values of anyone's, including Emiratis, and when you have a strong foundations there, change and being surrounded with people who are different from your cultures would not actually affect you that much. Actually, you would be able to evolve from this.
Yeah, and you're a local girl who's taken full advantage of this, and
exactly.
I really admire that.
People say you're minorities, but technically, yes, we are 10% or 11% in our countries, but I think this is an advantage, to be honest. And all that changes brought a lot of opportunities to us in Dubai. I think we just have to go outside and look at the opportunities and meet people, look how the business, see the international economies in the business. And the governments right nowadays are facilitating things, they're providing, facilitating, supporting. We just need to find the right passion, the right path, and put enough efforts in these things.
Yeah. Let's get on to the horse racing. I presume as a girl that you grew up fascinated by horses, loving horses. Was that the case?
Yes, 7 years old.
Really? When did you have your first horse?
Well, that's a different story, because until I graduated from a high school, I got my first horse. It was some sort of like a motivation for my dad. Okay, if you train harder, I'll get you a horse. But I never saw my horse until university time.
Right, yeah. But you got involved with horses from the age of 7.
Yes.
But the really exciting thing was being part of Godolphin, the Dubai stables. Can you talk about that? Because I know you worked in the UK as well.
Yes. I mean, being part of Godolphin is the private team of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid for the horse racing. It's an international team, and I think we no longer call it a team, it's an industry by itself. The operations of Godolphin is incredible. They have stations around the world, from Japan to Europe and different countries, US, Australia, and 2 stables in Dubai here. It's, if I cannot call it top 1, they are top 3 in the world for the horse racing. And if you are involved in horse racing, you cannot skip Godolphin and the names of the stallions of Godolphin as well, and our achievements. They are leading team, and I was one of the lucky people to join Masar Godolphin special program for His Highness Sheikh Mohammed for the leadership. Again, he wanted to as well have the locals to be involved in the racing industry.
Did you start off in Dubai with that, or did you go straight to the UK?
We started for 1 month in Dubai. It was about leaderships, getting to know the teams, our soft skills. As I said, like 50% of the program was about horse racing, getting to know the operations, the breedings, the blood stock and nominations and so on. And then on the other side, you have 50%, which is training, which is leadership. And then we started 1 month was in Dubai, and then we completed the course in UK, attended few classic races, had the opportunity myself meet also the Queen.
Wow.
Yes.
Queen Elizabeth.
Yes, Queen Elizabeth. And we visited Ireland as well for 2 weeks. And then finally we came back to Dubai. And
how much involvement when you're in the UK is His Highness Sheikh Mohammed? Is he involved much? I mean, I know it's all belongs to him, but he spends a lot of time in the UK, doesn't he?
Yes.
And is he visiting you? Is he visiting the stables?
Actually, when we were in Godolphins, one of the things that we could sense it, his passion more about horses when he was around us in the stables and the races. He made sure that we're always learning some things, and you will always see him coming to us, asking us questions. What did we learn and what we're doing? So his supervision and support was always there, whether directly or indirect, throughout his team. In Godolphin, we had also the opportunity to meet top trainers in the UK. So we were actually very much everywhere in the UK attending races, shadowing top trainers, whether from the Godolphins, from other teams as well, meeting His Highness at the races and getting to know a bit from his experience about horses and what he exactly sees about horses.
Sure. So it was a course, but you were involved actually doing practical work, weren't you, in the stables?
Yes, I used to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, mocking stables.
Yeah, I thought
carrying water. Like, it looks fancy in the pictures, but yes, at the end of the day, we had to do I wouldn't call it the dirty work, but it's something that we enjoyed if you have passion for horses. Yes, we had to clean stables, we had to groom horses.
All credit to you for that.
And with the weather in the UK was perfect, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So how long this was at Newmarket?
Newmarket, yes.
And how long were you there in total?
9 months, I would say. Yeah, 9 months.
Yeah, that's brilliant. But your work with the horses goes beyond that, doesn't it? Because I know some of these thoroughbreds, when they finish their life racing, you've got involved with a program to sort of move them into show jumping. Is that right?
Yes. So unfortunately, sometimes they retire very early for some reasons, medical reasons, training reasons. So I take some of these X-race horses, we rehab them and then retrain them to become show jumpers, school horses. You'll be surprised how incredible those horses. People think, yes, they are designed for racing. They're not designed for jumping, but they have a lot of abilities actually, and they're fast learners.
I know you're involved with the Dubai Racing Education Programme. Can you talk a little bit about that?
It's a continuation of Masar, I would say.
Yeah.
It's very funny because I've been in the students' place once upon a time, and it's today I am guiding them, and it's a program that was actually designed by Dubai Racing Club. It's leading authorities for horse racing in Meydan. So the program came after, again, the support and the vision of the leaders and His Highness of, again, bringing the youth in general into the horse racing industries, getting them to know the horses and the industry itself. So the program started this year. For the first time, Dubai Racing Education Program. We started in collaboration with KHDA to collaborate with certain schools. Students get into interviews, we qualify them, we choose up to 10 students to join the program. They get to understand first, who is the horse? What is the horse? Because we look at all the sports, show jumping, dressage, polo, but sometimes people focus too much on the sports, but they forget the horse. And the horse is the sport, and the horse is us.
Yeah.
And it's very essential for the new generation to understand that the horse first and respect the horse, and then get to know about riding the horse and the sports and the competitions and all that vibe.
Yeah, that's great that you're involved with that as well. It's very much 360 with you, isn't it? And the whole horse world, really. You're very much involved, and your Instagram is fantastic. I did have a look at that before, and I'll put a link in the show notes as well, so people can check that out. I know you've been involved with government work. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I studied international affairs, my bachelor degrees and masters in global governance. So at the early stage, I felt like, okay, this is diplomacy and something that I would be interested in. And I worked in Moldova for quite some time as an embassy, and then I came back to Dubai. After Godolphin, I joined.
So that's the UAE embassy, I presume.
It's Qatar embassy, actually. It was the only embassy that was in Moldova.
Qatar embassy.
Yes, interesting. You will ask me why, because if we study diplomacy, we look at the international expansion or diplomatic expansions and missions of our countries and where they are heading. And a year before we opened our first embassy in Moldova, so I assume that, yes, our diplomatic expansions will cover most of the Eastern European countries, including Moldova. So that's when I wanted to actually understand and be involved and work in Moldova, understand how the structure of the countries and everything. However, after that, I felt I actually joined Godolphin, and then I came back. I joined Dubai Customs. I worked in the IPR, intellectual property rights. So I was literally combating counterfeits and fake trademarks and fake brands. And when you talk about brands, people think about fashion, but no, actually we used to seize oils and oil pipes and medical products and so on for 3 years.
Fascinating work.
For 3 years. And after that, I joined private sector. It's a freight forwarding company, international, American.
What's the name of it?
PSA BDP.
Okay.
It's basically we're focusing on chemical shippings, heavy liftings, and
that's actually your day-to-day job, really, isn't it?
Yes.
Which is so remarkable because that's your day-to-day job. You've got all this horse racing stuff involved. Then you're this top real estate agent. I know you've got another couple of businesses that you founded as well, including travel and a pets business,
right?
Grooming. How do you fit it all in?
I choose where I work wisely. So when I joined PSA BDP, it's very much an American culture. So, they focus on what you bring at the end of the day and instead of your attendance. And, if you're a businessman or a businesswoman, you're your own boss. So I was not comfortable with someone asking me, why you're late. I need to rush to punch in and punch out, and I could not fit in such an environment at all. So with PSA BDP, with my position as well as a regional manager, so I have executives, and I don't micromanage. My leadership is completely different, and the way I like someone to work with me, and all my executives are my colleagues. So we work together as one team. That's from PSA BDP, and it gives me the opportunities as well to focus on other things that I do, which is real estate and my private businesses as well, including the horses.
Yeah, it's great to see, and you really are a fantastic example for young Emirati women, or women in general, just to see what can be done, or people in general even. It's amazing. Let's just go back to being Emirati, growing up in this country with this. You talked about 10 or 11% of the population is Emirati. What is because I don't speak to that many Emiratis, to be honest. What is the feeling in this country with roughly 90% foreigners coming in? How do you feel about that? What do you think about it?
I think it's for us as an Emiratis, we don't look at it as a threat. As I said, I studied international affairs, and if you look at histories, the minorities always had this as a challenge because there was some sort of injustice towards them. But when it comes to Dubai, and you look at our leaders, and you look at the opportunities here, we have always actually, as an Emiratis, we grow up with multinational countries and people, and even before the union, Dubai has always been a hub for trade. And even my grandfather, he used to be a trader between Dubai and Kuwait. They used to travel on boats. So we always had people from East Asia, India coming to Dubai. So we grew up having people from different countries around us. So from the culture-wise, we have always maintained our values, our identities. But on the other sides as well, we are actually very open, where some people might think like we are very reserved. As an Emiratis, they're conscious about approaching us, but trust me, we're very welcoming. We have a high tolerance, and the leadership is also supporting from the other sides in terms of the programs they're putting. I mean, if you remember, one of the years, it used to be called the Year of Tolerance. Yes, and such an expansions and openness, it brought a lot of opportunities to us as an Emiratis in terms of growing as an individuals, and also having a better economy for our country.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of Emiratis have benefited from that, haven't they?
Definitely.
Can you talk any more about the sort of cultural values here? You've mentioned a few things there.
So our cultures is basically, it's about the highlight is about respect, to be honest. We respect the peoples who comes, and we expect them to respect our culture as well. And it's very interesting when we hear about a lot of expats when they consider UAE as, if not their second home, it's their first home.
Yep.
And we feel really touched with that. And we feel like in Dubai, we're one family, to be honest, regardless of the nationalities and the languages and even including religions. And we are actually one family here. And the system is set to have everyone working together is under certain standards, there's no differences, I believe so. So it's just a country for growth, personal growth, business growth, and I believe people who comes here cannot go back to their countries. It's very hard to live.
Some people have a go, don't they? I had a go and end up back here. I remember when I first came over, and I was big into golf at the time. I was playing at Nad Al Shiba in the horse track. And I'd say to people, how long have you been in Dubai? And they'd say, well, the first time I was here, the second time it was this number of years, the third time. And once you've it's like a drug, isn't it? Once you've had it, it's very difficult to get off it. And people try going back to their own country, but just see so many disadvantages there, whatever it is, the economy, the weather, the lack of safety.
Exactly. I was just going to mention the lack of safety is one of the main aspects. People get used to the services in Dubai. I mean, yes, sometimes we are a little bit spoiled with the all online stuff, but that's the life,
well, it's
and
very
that's
advanced,
the technology
isn't it?
and advanced, yes. So a lot of people, when they go out, sometimes they go to groceries, they just leave their handbags on the trolleys. They forget, oh, we're not in Dubai, so just go back and grab your. So this is one of the aspects.
That's the thing I have to think when I go back to the UK. You can't just leave your mobile phone around the same, or your bag, or here, you know it's going to be there when you go back. And I that kind of mindset and that the way that's set up, we know that historically things were very strict in this region if you did commit a crime. Less so now, but do you think it kind of stems from that? Why is it that safety is just incredibly high? There's virtually no crime. And what could other countries do to put it right there?
I think the strict rules and regulations, and as UAE, we have the Sharia law and also we have the positive law. So we're accommodating different religions, different rules and different cultures, and integrating these things into our law as well to accommodate everyone. So we have the Sharia law or the civil law for the Muslims, and then you have a positive law as well for the expats, depending on their religion. In terms of rules and regulations, they are very strict as well. We have zero tolerance for even small little things such as disrespect or a word that you would say. The government have calculated everything. The technologies, the advanced technology that we have here in Dubai, I think that keeps everyone, giving everyone's the sense of safety.
And that's proved by the fact that so many people are moving here. They're very happy. And like we've said, if they do move back to their own country, not everyone, of course, but a lot will move back to Dubai because they miss that, and they miss so many things. And I feel very privileged to live here. So thank you very much for making it such a welcoming place and a great place to live.
Thank you.
Before I let you go, Khulood, I'd just like to, we touched on the pets and the travel side of things. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
So I have passion for animals in general, and in COVID 2020, end of 2020, actually, I decided to start my first business. And when you start a business, it could be risky, but it could be also a great opportunity. And I thought it's an opportunity for us to go and start the business. Started with a pet grooming salon in 2020.
Whereabouts did you set that up?
Jeddah. In Jeddah, and we introduced some sort of like different kind of experience and services. It's literally like a spa for pets. I remember I used to have some clients who just pass by. They think, oh, we thought like it's a perfume shop or it's an entrance of a hotel or something. That's one part of it, but also I do equestrian tours and adventures through our travel agencies around the world.
Wow. Yeah, it does amaze me how you got the time to do that, but huge credit. And I've really enjoyed having you on today. It's been a fascinating insight. Will you come back in the future and to give me an update?
Of course, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks very much for coming on today.
Thank you, David. Thank you so much.
شكرا جزيلا على حضورك.
عفوا.